So what you need to know about addiction. We're doing the top 10 aspects and maybe some unknown facts that you don't currently know about addiction. We're on day 4. What purpose does the addiction serve? In order to understand how an addiction is present, we have to understand what purpose it serves. When we can understand the purpose it serves, we can help change to manage that concern or address the core issues at play. So when someone falls into an addiction, it typically isn't just because the substance itself is something that's physically just addictive, although there is that aspect. I've heard you say before that things, once they get a job, once they're doing something for you that you can't do yourself, is when something crosses that line from something you're doing to something that's an addiction. Mm-hmm. So how does that look, and if you could describe when something becomes something you can't control and why?
Well, when you feel like a big thing about addictions is that it just almost works, right? If it worked completely, then we wouldn't have the issue anymore. It'd be like, well, that's good and I'm done. But it's because it almost works. And so when you're looking at what purpose does it serve, it's figuring out when you feel like it's almost working, but then it's the things like I feel guilty the next morning, or I'm struggling in relationships, then you realize that the purpose isn't being fully served. So that's why it's really important to know, why is this behavior exist? It can be really easy to veil addiction with a lot of shame and embarrassment, and that it's just a bad thing. But the truth is that everything we do, every behavior we engage in has a purpose. If I told you to poke yourself in the eye, you wouldn't do it. You would probably look at me like I was crazy. But if I told you that I had this contact lens that's going to help you see better, you would do it several times a day. Right? So it's, as soon as we know what the purpose is, then we can understand how to actually serve that purpose versus it almost working.